Welcome back to Black Belt Reacts, and today I'm looking at another self-defense video. This one is called How to End a Fight in 3 Seconds. Again, they got the catchy titles. Everyone would love to end their fights very quickly, especially if you're the winner. So we'll see how this one goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode.
Today I will show you some techniques to end the fight in 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Sounds good. Hey guys, how are you? This is Vito from MKM Canada Krav Maga, and today we have Fahri. Yes! I nailed this one because it's a very hard name to pronounce, so yes, I study all night. Okay, so
that was really cool. I'm sure that anytime somebody has an unusual name, they're very appreciative that people put an effort to get it right. I remember one time I had a group of guys that came into my gym, and for 3 months, roughly, I called the guy the wrong name and nobody corrected it. It was like Matt and I called him Mark or something for 3 months. Nobody said anything. It was so embarrassing when I realized one of them called him the correct name. I was like, man, why didn't anyone tell me? So props to Vitor for learning his partner's name, and yeah, good job.
let's go for serious things. End the fight in 3 seconds. Sounds good, right? First, because when you start the situation, your hand should be always up and body 45 degrees. Don't face him. Don't provoke him. No, just keep it like this, face down. You are saying with your body language, okay, I don't want any problem. And he's gonna come to you as a bully, and from here, look how close the face is. So you can use a headbutt to the face, and it's gonna be very, very efficient. So everyone, I have to say that the strongest bone that you have is the skull. It's protecting the most important thing that you have on your body, is your brain. So of course it has to be the strongest one. So if you use the forehead against the face, absolutely sure it's gonna be the end of the fight. But careful, if the other person is shorter than you, this doesn't happen. Cannot happen. Why? Because look at this. I'm gonna do a headbutt where? On his forehead? No, it's gonna be exactly the opposite effect. Only when your face is lower than the other person's face. Okay? That's the first one. Second.
That was really good. So when I was younger and I was a karate guy, I liked the headbutt conceptually. I like that he's using it as an ambush tactic. You know, it's a surprise. He's not trying to, throw a combo and then maneuver in to throw a headbutt, right? He's doing it, very, very close. The other person has essentially walked into it. And I like that. And I like that he's not pitching this as this is an end all be all tactic. So yeah, there are some caveats, the height matters. I like that. I appreciate that he's really pointing out the downsides to a technique. That's good, because there's nothing you can use every single time.
Second one, elbows. Most of the people, they kind of forget the elbow hits. Elbows, when you place the elbow in a proper way, we already made some videos about elbow hits. I have to say it's one of the most efficient techniques that you can do. From here, my hands are down, and in a straight line, this goes to the chin and end of fight. Of course, you can also do an horizontal one. A little riskier because you have to have a lot of, a good technique. Otherwise, you're gonna telegraph the technique, and it might anticipate that. So for that, you do immediately from here. Don't go back from there. Okay? Again, to the chin. That's the second one. Third.
Okay, elbows are good. I'm a fan of elbows. When I was fighting AMI MMA, it was so long ago, the states hadn't taken away our elbows yet. So I think I only had maybe 2 fights where we couldn't elbow. So I'm a big fan. I love the elbow. I don't love this uppercut elbow. That's hard. It's very hard to hit. A regular uppercut's hard enough to hit. Uppercut with the elbow is extremely hard to hit. And then when are you going to practice that? It's very hard to hit something like that in sparring. I know he's using it kind of like a sucker punch, which I think is the most viable way to do it. But even high level Muay Thai guys, you don't really see that as much as a lot of the other elbow techniques. So, you know, I that's not one I would throw out there for a beginner, but I also wouldn't want to receive that one, especially as a surprise.
We are facing each other, our hands are here, and he's in a cocky way, he's gonna say, what? And he's gonna show the throat. Perfect, another amazing spot to hit. That's why the lions, when they attack usually to the throat. So let's do the same thing. Lions, they know. You place the hand in horizontal position, this L goes immediately to the throat. And you're gonna smash track here. What happens in here? The other person stops breathing. He has to and while he's you just run away. Simple as that. Now
Okay. Okay. Would this be an effective technique? Yes. If somebody walked up and got in your space and you smashed them in the trachea, who's the bad guy here? Right? I mean, I can't say that this wouldn't be an effective technique. This technique is illegal in every sport. So, yeah, that would be effective, but man, I would not. What if you weren't in any real danger and you just bam hit a guy in the throat? So I don't know. Good technique. You've got to be sure. You've got to be sure that you're in real danger before pulling this one out. And again, when are you going to practice this? You know, what training partner is going to let you, chop them in the neck? So, yeah, mixed feelings on that one.
palm of the hand. Palm of the hand you can use at least two ways. Or straight towards the face, focus mouth and nose. But here there's one problem. If you telegraph this movement, it might flinch and drop the face, and this will hit the forehead. It's not a big deal for you, but also not a big deal for him. So it's not very painful. So I prefer, a little closer please, I prefer to the ear. So you will place your hand completely open, palm of the hand is gonna hit the ear, and what happens in here, if you do with a proper force, you might explode the eardrum, and what happens, even if it's huge, is gonna fall. Okay, and you have time to run away. Don't forget, it's 3 seconds. 3 seconds is 1, 2, 3. Now fingers to the eyes.
Okay, before we get into poking eyes, boxing the ear. I've experienced this accidentally. You know, guys are coming in to do a collar tie and their hand claps over your ear. It's bad. It's bad. So I do like he's not suggesting that you palm strike the guy's face. Coming from the side, he's flattening it. I've often heard if you kind of try to make your hand into a cup, that gets a better, burst of air down into the ear. I've never taught this technique, but if you feel like you're in real danger, sure, and it could come off like a slap, especially, for the ladies, you're slapping the creep, but people don't necessarily think that you're elevating the, or escalating the confrontation. So that one could be good.
If he cannot see you, he cannot hit you. So, good. So, he's in here, you relax your fingers, and you're gonna throw these 4 fingers, completely relaxed, like I said, towards the eyes. So, it's gonna be 4 fingers for 2 eyes. I see people doing very stiff, doing this, or like the movies, 2 fingers, you have 4 fingers, you have 5, but 4 that might hit the eyes. So, relax, because even if you hit the nose, one of them, they go to the eyes. And probably you are asking, okay, so you guys train Krav Maga, what about the groin kick? Of course.
Okay, we'll get to that. That's the flagship technique of Krav Maga. So on the eye poking, I think he's spot on with this. I like that same technique. That was a Bruce Lee thing, I think, too. Loose fingers, flick it out there. The eyes are in these nice little funnels, and I've been poked in the eye incidentally in training. It's your eyeball doesn't come out. So don't feel like you know, you're going to do too much damage to somebody with this. And you know, you see athletes get poked in the eyes quite a bit. And people recover from these quickly, not so quickly that it's not a good technique. So yeah, I think this is a good one. Loose fingers, bloop, right in the eyeballs, and then you boogie. So props on that. Well done.
It's very efficient, but if I have to say between these attacks that I showed and groin kick or knee hit, I would prefer in here because it's about the brain. For example, this one, the brain shakes and it goes down. Eyes, he cannot see me. Throat, he cannot breathe. So it's always more efficient. It might happen against someone that is high, drunk. It's always the risk that he feels the pain a few seconds after. So I prefer going to the head because if the brain shakes, he falls. He cannot control that even if he's really high.
Okay, so I think those are very good suggestions. I like that he's not prioritizing kicking the groin. You know, athletes get hit in the groin incidentally quite a bit, and you push through it. You know, that's not a one shot and it's over. If you're sitting on the couch and your dog jumps on you and stomps on your groin, it's going to be more debilitating than if you're ready for a fight. You know, Krav Maga is notorious for you know, attacking the groin. So I'm glad. It's refreshing to see a Krav guy saying, you know what, you know, really disable your opponent in the traditional ways. You know, knock them out. You know, disable their vision, things like that. My only criticism that I can offer on this one, as far as like the result of these attacks, you know, oh, he's going to go down if you box his ear. You can't rely on that. You know, will it throw him off his game? Sure. You know, will it do real damage? Sure. But never expect that you're going to throw one attack and your opponent will be defeated. Right? You always, you know, throw your attacks in combination, you know, prepare for contingencies. I hit him and I miss. I slapped the ear, he moved his head. You know, and Vitor even said that a couple times, you know, when you go for the strike and he flinches. Most people flinch back, in my experience, not down, but still you miss. That happens. So prepare for contingencies. But overall, I think some of these techniques are very good. Some of them might be a little too good to be you know, throwing around willy-nilly on the streets. So yeah, this overall, yeah, I think these are some good advice. So like and subscribe to this video. The original video is down in the description, so feel free to give that channel a look as well.